Hello, gentle viewers. This is Av Guardian, welcoming you back to Outlook Baseball 25 with the Boston Braves in our early integration series. Um, it's now been 2 consecutive years that we've been beaten by the Yankees in the World Series. And yes, we have won a World Series. I'm not complaining. Okay, I am complaining, but I'm only complaining a little bit. But it's getting old. Like, we look at the history of Major League Baseball. Clicking on the right buttons, dipshit. Um, yeah, that's 3 years in a row that we've been to the World Series. We've only won one of those. Um, mm. So since the Boston Red Sox won 2 World Series after, or 3 World Series, check that, after they traded Babe Ruth, does that mean there is no Curse of the Bambino in this particular franchise? Maybe. I want to try to get that second title if we can. Ideally, a third title, but we have some time. This is just going to be our 5th season playing as the Braves, and yeah, we're about to start season number 5, so there is a chance. I'm already a 5-time manager of the year, though. Turns out I'm pretty good at managing. Who knew? We won a shocking number of pennants. Like 8 pennants in 13 years is insane. And I know the 2 different teams, so I can't really count it as a proper dynasty. Although the Red Sox, as we ran them, is definitely a dynasty. Like, I don't care what else you did in the intervening 10 years. 3 championships in 10 years is a dynasty. Especially with 2 other trips to the World Series where we just couldn't quite get there. So, yeah. We're pretty good is what I'm trying to say. Um, Let us immediately go ahead and hire some coaches. Actually, first thing I'm going to do, the very first thing I'm going to do, is set up our off-season program. Blah, 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 blah. There we go. Mort Cooper works on his control. Like, he has to get his control better. He is not a major league pitcher right now. He's close, but he is not a major league pitcher right now. I'm gonna have Johnny Vandermeer work on his control as well. Nick Atten is not a third baseman, but he could be. I think maybe Nick Atten works on his position. Oh, he literally cannot learn any more positions. I don't know why it says he's a third baseman when he clearly is not a third baseman. He's a really good first baseman, but he could be a third baseman. It's weird that I can't do anything about that, but yeah, let's get Nick Atten on fucking drills here. Oh my god, they changed something. If you click on a character, it doesn't clear this out. That's so useful. That is so good. Um, so we can improve that. I want to improve something medium that's going to make an impact in his development. I think we work on improving his plate discipline. That feels good. Mike Tresh, you need to work on catching. Oh, interesting. I mean, I guess I could have you work on your offense, and then you could pick up catcher defense later on. Oh, you work on plate discipline, that's fine. Now let's look at the main roster. Dizzy Dean still has another year. Somehow. Uh, Dizzy, work on pitch movement, I guess. Heltrosky's already ridiculously good, and I don't even know what else I could have him work on. Let's get Wally Burger shagging some flies and getting a little bit better at his defensive position, and this seems pretty decent to me. Gold Glove. Oh, right. I need to hire coaches, don't I? Yeah, let's try to get you some really good coaches for the minors. I'm never going to get Harry Armbruster. I'm going to try, but I'm not going to get him. He's going to be offered a major league job somewhere, so I'm not going to waste too much of my energy hoping for him. Nice. Yeah, like I can offer you more money. I can offer you $1,500, but I don't think that's what you want. We can vote for the Hall of Fame. Let's go. Gonna vote for Chapman for sure. Gonna vote for Happy Felsch. Harry Heilman seems like a pretty good bet. Heine Grow. I see they have fixed one of the issues that used to be in the historical mode where they overcounted war. So you get like fucking Joe Ting with like a 200 war because he was a shortstop and that's how big the position adjustment was. Um, Everything is much more reasonable now, which I thoroughly appreciate. A lot of these players they don't have terribly amazing careers. I mean, I guess I can vote for Zach Wheat and Lefty Williams. I'm not gonna lie, a lot of you look like one and dones. We could vote for Harry Hooper. It's a lost cause with both him and Dutch Leonard. I've come to grips with this. Herb Pennock deserves at least a little bit of love. Salmon. And I'll vote for Dave Bancroft too, even though I think it's a lost cause. I don't think anybody makes it in the Hall of Fame this year. Maybe why do people love Jack Fournier so much? What is your fascination with him? He's a good hitter. He has 167 home runs, which isn't that many, even for this era. I don't get your lust for him, but I don't hate it if he makes it. I'm just not going to vote for him. You know what? No, I will drop Henry Hooper because he's not going to make it anyway, and I will vote for. I want somebody to get in the Hall of Fame this year. You know, it seems a little bit strange to me. I wonder if I get Manager of the Year again. I did. A Silver Slugger for Lou Gehrig, obviously, and Wally Burger. What a tasty, tasty player. And Stan Hack. I forgot about Stan Hack. What a guy. I ought to think it's another MVP for Lou Gehrig, though. I got Roger Salmon. Really? Murray Gillespie. He had an amazing season as a pitcher, don't get me wrong. But he ain't no Lou Gehrig. Like, don't miss me with that bullshit. It's probably the guy who fucking covers the Brooklyn Dodgers. I like how Ben Chapman got one vote for MVP. That's funny. Um, I think that other guy's already told us to fuck off. He just hasn't had the courtesy to tell us to fuck off. We can hire Buck Hopkins. It's not terribly thrilling, but it's fine. Oh, I could check out on free agency, couldn't I? Let's do some player searches. All leagues, 50 over, 50 potential. John Williams. He's not terribly thrilling to me. Half Pint Allen, what a name. Monty Pearson is a pretty good pitcher already. I think signing him would make some sense. Let's purchase him from the Oakland Oaks. There's some decent position players available right now, but there are positions I don't need help at. Like I'm really looking toward the future. That's kind of where I'm at right now. Bobby Doer. I mean, maybe. It literally costs you $5,500, $6,600 to add him into our minor league system. So sure. I'm trying to see if I can grab Ted Williams, but it seems like it's probably going to be in the draft, not. Yeah, that's fine. Cool. I'm a little concerned this might get too easy, just because the AI just apparently refuses to sign the players from the Indies until they become free agents. So I might listen to you all and see what you think. Um, there's a very real possibility. Both of you can go to AAA. There's a very real possibility that we might actually shift and go to a different franchise, or like to a different series rather, or put some guardrails on this maybe. Uh, oh, thank you for the reminder on the practice facility. I mean, better late than never, I guess, but I just gotta remember, I think, is the issue there. We're picking dead last. We're not getting whoever the number one overall pick is. That's not happening. Where the fuck is Ted Williams? When did he debut in the majors? I could have sworn he debuted about the same time as Joe DiMaggio. Ted Williams. When did you debut? 1939. Okay, that's when he started in the major leagues. So I guess you still have a few years. I just remember that Joe DiMaggio had been in the league so long um, at that point, but yeah. I don't really see too many notable names here other than Tommy Henrich. If I remember, it was on. I'm thinking of somebody else. These must almost exclusively be Negro Leaguers because I don't recognize most of these names, like even a little bit. Yeah. Like Phil Calvaretta. Oh, I guess he actually did play in the major leagues. Wow. Just completely not even under my radar. He's actually a really good player, too. I'll be damned. I guess LB played in the majors too. Huh. Yeah, my knowledge of trade history isn't the best, but why does Tommy Henrich stick in my mind where these other ones didn't? I don't know. Anyways, let's just auto draft until we get to pick and see what's left. The good players are gone already, which doesn't shock me in the least. These aren't terribly deep drafts. Ball player reports. Apparently never even made the major leagues in real life. You're a reliever, you're not a starter. You're thoroughly uninteresting. I guess the benefit of a Tom Glover is the fact he's already ready to go. I like Benny McCoy isn't the worst. A lot of these pitchers have very low stamina. Mm. I can't find myself interested in many of these people here. Benny McCoy is the best overall hitter left in the draft. I think we take him. Yeah. And we'll pay his bonus demand because I have nothing better to spend my money on. I think Steve Mesner is a decent choice. Pat Patterson, the pro wrestler. No, it's not Pat Patterson. It is a Pat Patterson, but not the Pat Patterson. Um, I'm already over this draft class. It's not that great. I guess Jack LaRocca is not terrible. No, he's stupid. Never mind. He dumb. Sleeky Reese is decent. We can grab him and give him his slot. And then we're just going to auto draft the rest of the draft. This is a thoroughly uninteresting draft. Uh, Probably because players that will be going into the draft are not going into what's your jigger? They're going into like the indies. He got a little bit better. He's not worse, but yeah. All right, Wally. Let's put somebody else through the complex. Walford. What about international complex? Oh, we don't have an international complex. That's right. Derp. Derpy, 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 derp. Work on your defense, my friend. Mark Cooper's not going to improve his control, is he? Anyone we're going to lose on the Rule 5? Monty Pearson. Monty Pearson has enough upside that I'm not going to lose him for nothing. But we can at least add people to the Rule 5 roster if somebody tickles our fancy. Not JoJo White. In honesty, JoJo White is probably the kind of player that I should have given a little bit more attention to because he's done nothing but dominate in the minor leagues since I've had him. He just doesn't do that much. You know. If you know, you know. Oh, yeah. Please take care of that, minor leaguers, and you can also work on that. Yeah, I trust you guys. There you go. I don't think there's anybody in the Rule 5 draft worth taking, to be blunt with you. I'm not gonna bother. Good old Kermit Dial. I remember when we acquired him as Boston. What a day that was. For these shitheads. Wait, who the fuck is Clarence White? I never gave him a major league contract. Never gave either one of these shitheads a major league contract. What the fuck? Where do these randos come from? I'll just cut you both. Yeah, like, you're not good players, so I don't know why I would care. Harry Heilman and Jack Fournier both made it in. Good for them. Good for them. Right, let's zippity doo dah along here. What the fuck is happening here? I think the AI is DFAing people. Yeah, that's what they're doing. You know what? We'll just cut him. I wasn't even paying attention. That's on me. Bobby Dorr did an incredible job and got better at playing second base. That's pretty cool. There's not enough time to start another off-season program, I don't think. You haven't. You slightly adjusted my budget. That's fine. No, it's you literally make me worse by making this trade. I gain no benefit of any kind. Come on, Cleveland, don't be so silly. Well, I didn't think Roy Parmalee would disintegrate already. I guess that's the biggest change is the churn in pitchers because the Negro Leaguers they just flame out very quickly. And that makes things challenging for sure. Um, yeah, we basically cut a bunch of people to get under the salary limit, which is fine with me. Um, let's see here. Um, Sleeky Reese, definitely. I want to give Cooper and Vandermeer some spring training reps, the same with Joe DiMaggio. And maybe also Bobby Doer and Nick At. All right. Bench coach. This is your time to shine, my friend. I really wish you wouldn't play Ben Chapman in center field. Oh, he's actually really good at it now. I'm not going to argue it. If he can handle center field, I will happily let Wally Berger ride the pine. 10,000%. Oh, let's go to six-man rotation. Didn't Lefty Gomez's contract like disintegrate? I thought his scouting like plummeted and then just shot back up for no reason. I'm not complaining, but it seems very strange to me. But I'm here for it either way. Nick Gatton and Mike Trush both got better. Our pitchers less so. Um, I like how Van Mungo lost velocity, but all of a sudden looks like a better pitcher. That's weird to me. I don't hate it, but it is bizarre. Not as bizarre as Lefty Gomez becoming a super ace out of nowhere. Stan Hack is getting slightly worse. That's troubling. Joe DiMaggio is nowhere near ready for the major leagues. Not even a little bit. Yeah, not even a little bit. Not even a little bit. Okay. One more week, please. No, not one more week. That takes us to opening day. But I guess I don't have to worry about service time as much. But it's still something I need to consider. Got through an entire spring training with no injuries. That's crazy. That is nutso. All right. So I have 19 pitchers. I would at most like 12. Cooper to the minors. Vandermeer to the minors. Peterson to the minors. McHenry to the minors. There go the easy choices. I think Sleeky to the minors. I think he's best off in the minor leagues where he can work on his shit. Um, I want to get rid of at least two more pitchers, which I guess would be Jim Willis. Oh, he won't take a demotion. Let me trade Jim Willis for something. I guess. I don't know. Just somebody that doesn't need a roster spot is what I'm looking for. You know what? Add you're in. Let's get a rare Boston to Boston trade happening. I'm sorry the fans are bummed out by losing Jim Willis, but they'll get over it, I'm sure. Um, I like Roy Henshaw a lot, But he could develop more if given more opportunities. So I'm gonna send him to the minor leagues. Three catchers is unnecessary. Shane Token is just better than Helmsley, so there we go. Dover to the minors. Etten to the minors. DiMaggio to the minors. Gulick. Thompson. Um, you get released. Because there's just no point in me keeping you on the roster anymore. You're just taking up space, and I know you won't take a demotion, which you should, so. You go to the minors, and I think Gautreau is the other one who gets released. There you go. I need to get rid of one more pitcher. Don't I? Oh, Monty Pearson can hit, so we have that option available to us. I think Pythias Russ can probably go to the minors. Yeah. There we go, down to 25. Now let's actually set the roster the way we want it set. So kill it off. We're gonna run probably a 5-man rotation. Yeah, it's spring training. I don't believe you when you say you're running a 6-man rotation. All right. Now, how many pitchers are on your roster, Yankees? 5. That's what I expected. Okay. All right. So let's begin with our starting pitchers. Very clearly, the top 4 are these 4. And I think Dizzy Dean has been doing it longer than anyone else. I think he deserves to be the ace. 5-man rotation. And it's gonna be, yeah, I'll start highest rested. Um, I kind of don't want to rush Gomez back, so I think making him the 4th starter to begin the year is reasonable. And then let's start Slim Jones number 2 and Van Mungo 3rd. Get the nice lefty righty alteration in there. And then it's either going to be Monty Pearson or Roy Parmalee. I kind of like the idea of Pearson stretching out his arm um, in the majors so that he can also hit. So I think I prefer. Yeah, Parmalee's got a decent track record. I think I go with the proven pitcher over the one who might be a little bit more raw. So then you're going to be emergency starter along relief. Leon Riley actually got worse over the off season, I think. He does still throw super duper hard. So I still think it makes him a fairly good reliever. I like how he actually had negative WAR, but still won reliever of the year. That's funny. Um, let's look at relievers now, and give me pitching ratings. I think Leon Riley is still our best weapon. I think he continues to be our closer, our stopper, rather. There you go. Um, I don't really want McFadden pitching in high pressure situations. I just don't think he's reliable enough. And then everyone else gets middle relief, with Satchel Paige also getting long relief as a secondary role. Yeah, you can also do mop up duty. And then you can also be a lefty specialist. There we go. That's our pitching staff sorted and all done. Let's get our lineup set. A Ben Chapman that can play center field and play it well. Okay, so who are my current outfielders? They're going to be Hal Trotsky. Who plays him right? I think we do Berger in center again, but we play. No, Chapman is just a better center fielder than he is now. That's wild. Who plays right on this team right now? I think it's Berger. All right, so clearly Ben Chapman is our leadoff hitter and plays center field. Couldn't be an easier choice. Who hits second is the question. Who hits second? Joe Cronin, potentially? Yeah, let's do it. Let's have Joe Cronin can hit second. Done. Lou Gehrig obviously hits third. And then the question becomes, is it Trotsky or is it Berger that hits fourth? I think it's Berger for now in right field. And then Trotsky hits fifth and plays left. I thought he didn't get more consideration for Rookie of the Year, unless he played too many at bats in 1932. That could be what happened there. Yeah, he never even got considered for that. That's kind of lame, but okay. Um. Oh, Stan Hack could be our number two hitter. I like him being our number six hitter, though. I like him being able to employ his batting eye to get on base once one of these three clears him. Yeah, let's go ahead and get Stan Hack hitting sixth. Good old Spud hit seventh. Then who's playing second base now? Is it Crosetti? Or is it Jake Dunn? It's or do we play Joe Cronin? No, we play everyone like Joe Cronin at shortstop. Yeah, I think we go ahead and play Crosetti at second. Because you should pick it up pretty quickly. If you can handle shortstop, you should be able to handle second. And then let's go ahead and have our depth charts generated. I think we have probably caused nothing but heartache to Roy Johnson. I think Roy Johnson is good enough to start on a lot of teams, just not this one. I am not going to bench Wally Berger for him until I see Wally Berger actually suffer. So it'll be a starter tired for you. And then I want Crow to play second. He will figure it out pretty rapidly. So we'll do that. And then once every 7 games. I do think on a lot of other clubs, this wouldn't work out. This whole idea of having reserves as good as Rob Johnson. It's a Rob or Bob. It's Roy. See, that tells you how unimportant he is to me, I guess. Having a really talented guy like this just available to fill in where you need him to is so incredibly useful to me. And it is a luxury that a lot of teams could not have afforded in this era. Um, well, I mean, they could afford it because of the reserve clause, but either way. Yeah, I feel pretty good about this. Let's base some balls, shall we? I am concerned a little bit about Ben Chapman playing center. I'm worried that he will suffer and we'll see some issues there, but we can certainly be cognizant of it. Mungo got better, Slim Jones is slipping. None of this stuff is that interesting. I mean, Johnny Vademir throwing harder is interesting, but we're still quite a ways away from him being a viable pitcher. I guess something that mitigates how young our roster is, or how many prospects. Is a lot of them are super young, which means they're not going to be seeing the major leagues for quite a while. 12 of those. Yeah, I know we're not winning as much as we have in the past, but you need to shut the fuck up. Like, I get it. There's only so many innings to go around, but like, come the fuck on. Who would you like me to take out of the rotation to fill your notion, your delusions of grandeur? I'd like to know. Joe Cronin is struggling pretty badly. 100 at bats isn't really enough of a meaningful sample size. I think we're okay. And just seeing what happens as the season progresses. I mean, unless we just move Stan Hack to hitting second. But he might be injured anyway, so let's just leave it live for now. And then at the end of May, we can reevaluate. That is terrible news. We have already made their bids. We have Dom Gutteridge, who is definitely in no way, shape, or form Stan Hack. I mean, I'll do it, but not because I'm happy about it. Alright, so we're gonna do this and this. And Gutteridge is gonna play third. By the way, in case you didn't notice it, that question mark indicates there is a decent chance that that actually might be the end of his career. I'm deeply concerned about that. Deeply concerned about it. Alright. I mean, Stan Hack just keeps getting better even though he's injured, which is kind of funny, but also not bad. Um, okay. What are we looking at right now? We're looking at a pretty damn good team. Like, I don't see any obvious weaknesses on this roster. I mean, maybe Frank Rossetti or Joe Cronin. But the thing is, like my natural choice for number two would have been Stan Hack, and he's clearly not playing because he's injured. I thought he said it was a 7 to 8 week injury. Yes, it says 6 to 7 weeks. So I don't know why it says question mark there. Um, I guess we could try to get a better second baseman. We could potentially promote Bobby Doer once he's had some time in the minors, I suppose. But I mean, Frankie Crosetti has a lot of upside to him, and he's picking a second base PDQ. So I'm willing to suffer this for a little bit. and maybe see where we are a little bit later on. Yeah, like I'm not gonna get fussed about a 4 game deficit in this early in the season. If we just keep playing the way that we know we can play, we'll be in playoff position sooner rather than later. Another 4 weeks for Stan Hack. That is unfortunate, but okay. I can't really do anything about that. Losing Roy Johnson does actually hurt. I like his flexibility. So the question becomes: is this Joe DiMaggio's promotion to the major leagues? I don't think it is. Let's do. Yeah, I don't want to rush either one of you guys. Let's take. I guess it could be Tommy Thompson could take over and be a reserve outfielder. I've heard worse decisions. Yeah, let's do it. Just make Jake Dunn play even more positions. Problem solved. We have a reasonably deep outfield situation, so I'm not too fussed by losing Roy Johnson. I can't remember his guy's fucking name, so. And the fact that he's coming back in 6 weeks after a torn quad is pretty insane. Um, Maybe we've been giving him a little bit extra special pills, who can say. Slim Jones got better. That's nice. Reese is a little bit better. Lefty Gomez is what he should be. Like, Lefty Gomez is never going to be like an 85 overall. I don't think that was ever realistic. Or Cooper gets better. Nick Atten gets better. Bobby Dover gets better. Yeah. Disingford Q. Dean. That's his actual name. Don't look it up. Um, our lineup is really being held back, actually. Like, our top tier guys are playing like top tier guys. Um, Ben Chapman is basically what he did last year at a harder position. Um, Gehrig is great. Trotsky is great. Berger is really good, although Berger's power numbers aren't quite where we'd like them to be. That's fine. Um, Joe Cronin is really worrying me. He's still a good player. He's still valuable to this team, but his all of a sudden he just stopped hitting is going to make it hard for us. We need Stan Hack back pretty badly. Because Gutteridge is, well, bad. Um, let's take a quick tour. No, I don't think so. I'm not going to replace Cronin or Crosetti. The Crow and Crow infield connection. I guess we look for a third baseman, like especially a third baseman of the future. Wouldn't be a terrible choice. By the way, it's not lost on me that I had that player. His name was Cecil Travis, but yeah, Cookie is not a third baseman. Yeah. I mean, Cecil Travis turned into who again? Spud Davis, who's struggling, but is still one of the better catchers in the league. So it is what it is. I probably overpaid for him in hindsight. It be like that sometimes. Losing Wally Berger actually hurts a lot. I think this is a sign. I think it's time we gave Jolton Joe a chance to play in the major leagues. No, he's struggling in AAA though. See, here's my problem. We have 3 weeks without a quality outfielder, and like Ted Gulich is barely better than Joe DiMaggio. I think we give him a chance. Trotsky moves up in the lineup, and we give Joel and Joe the fifth spot. Let's see how quickly this man can develop. Now having Roy Johnson will be really helpful. That way I'm not putting too much pressure on a youngster, but it is what it is. I like how bitchy you are. Like, come on. Shut the fuck up, man. Alright, let's talk coaches. Okay. Ryan Spataro is getting replaced. Ball player Kearney is a really good coach. I definitely want to keep him around. I guess question whether to keep Turner as pitching coach. And I think that might be a better job for, say, Roger Salmon. And then replacing him. That's what we'll do. My coaches. Yeah. Jake Fromholtz is amazing. Keeping him. What about William Ross? I think he's also doing quite well. Like, I think he's playing a huge role in teaching this team. So, yeah. This is a good coaching staff. I don't see any reason to disrupt it unless people, like, retire or quit or whatever. It's also super young. Um, yeah, I'm very happy with this, and I don't want to fuck with it. But we will replace ball player Turner with Roger Salmon, and then get a new manager for. Yeah. Yep, yep, yep. Let's see. Did Lou Gehrig win the fan go voting again? He did. Dizzy Dean makes an all-star team, as does Slim Jones, as does Lou Gehrig, as does Stan Hackett being injured for most of the year, as did Wally Berger and Hal Trotsky. That's a lot of all-stars, guys. That's a lot of all-stars. Is Babe Ruth done? What show the leaderboards? Like, the Yankees are in the toilet this year. Yeah, he is. He is aged, as we all have. Good. I'm sure you have 12 more amazing prospects waiting for him. I mean, you saw Mel Ott and Jimmy Fox and Gabby Hartnett and Chick Hafey. So forgive me if I don't weep for you, but all right. Let's up to the trade deadline. Honestly, the number one thing this team could do right now is get healthy. That's what we need. Hal Trotsky got the MVP of the All Star game. Nice. No, I don't need your shitty pitcher. Hani Manouche is still flying along here. He's got a great chance of getting 3,000 hits. Um, yeah. Let's get some humble pie here. I don't think I'm gonna like this, but we're gonna do it anyway. Yeah, that was a bad. Why is this one a bad trade? Like, I guess because they got that one great year out of Bob Johnson, and Comer Cox hasn't turned out. I don't know why that counts as a -9 WAR. I guess, like, over time, Bob Johnson has been fairly valuable. So, lesson learned there. Is ball player Schilling still going? Oh my gosh. Yeah, he's still an incredible hitter. Whoops. I mean, Josh Gibson into Wally Burger was pretty good. I mean, clearly Paul Winter is the best thing I ever made. Yeah, Carl Hubble was a good choice here. I'm surprised this isn't listing people from this team. Oh, there's Dizzy Dean. I guess Luke Garrett doesn't count because I didn't acquire him. That's fair. Hal Trotsky is going to be up there very soon, I suspect. All right. Yeah, we need Witchcraft to get Stan Hack back. Okay, Wally Burger and Stan Hack back is really good. How is Jolton Joe handling himself? Poorly. That's what the minor leagues are for. Hal Trotsky has really dominated as the cleanup guy. I'm not going to take that away from him. I'm going to let Wally Burger come back in and play a little bit of a less stressful position and hit fifth. Oh, thank God. Don Gutteridge, you suck. I hope you never see the major leagues again. Oh, we get Roy Johnson back as well, which means so long to Tommy Thompson. Or Ed Coleman. No, we'll get rid of Ed Coleman. Stanford Q Hackington instantly is put in the second spot. Yeah, Crow needs to be batting a lot lower in the lineup. Yeah, there you go. It still gives Joe Cronin a meaningful spot in the lineup, but now this gets one of our most consistent hitters where he needs to be hitting second. Now we should have lots more people on base whenever Kerrigan, Trotsky, and Berger come up. Give me a new depth chart, please. And copy and paste. Okay. Like, I don't need to add mediocre pitchers. Like, I don't know why this is even being offered to me. Let's do a quick poll of the jerkwads here. I shouldn't call them jerkwads, I guess it's not very nice. What do we got third base wise? Because I don't want to ever be put in a situation like that again. Cookie, why do you keep getting called a third baseman when you're clearly not one? I don't know. Dixie Walker is a third baseman only under the most charitable definition of the term. Third baseman. I guess having him is better than not having him, so sure, we can purchase him for 600. Um, yeah, I don't think. I think we just maybe draft somebody or something. They get us swinging a really good defensive outfielder, which is amazing news. He's the number one prospect in the major leagues, which I appreciate. You know, Steve Mesner. He's not remotely ready for the major leagues yet, but he is a reasonable third base option over the decaying corpse that is Don Gutteridge. I mean, Pythias Russ cannot play third base. Okay. No, I don't need Wade Hoyt. I literally do not have a need for a pitcher. Of all the things I need, pitching is not one of them. Um, if there's somebody really special being offered, I'll consider it, but I honestly don't see it happening. I would trade for Babe Ruth, that'd be funny. Yeah, there's nobody interesting. I'm just gonna skip the trade deadline. Done. Let me finish the day, and I will be back momentarily. Alright, I'll be right back. Alright. Any crazy player development happen? Not really. I mean, oh boy, Don Gutters is slowly becoming less terrible, but he's still no. What's his face? Yeah. Um. Go to roster expansion. I mean, I think the pennant race is all but over in both leagues. The Red Sox are trying to make a charge on the Guardians, but I just don't see it happening. Um, you'll notice though, now that we're winning consistently, how the complaints have disappeared. Yeah, that's why I try not to let people like bitch and moan too much. Joe DiMaggio is getting a little bit better, but he's still a long ways away from being Major League ready. Okay. Um, you got about another month to go. I don't think we need to change anything. Having Stan Hack back is just such a huge difference. Like, the rest of the lineup has gotten better because he's in it. That's so valuable. He's just an on base machine. And he makes Ben Chapman better. So, yes, all things considered, Stan Hack is the secret MVP of the Boston Braves. I mean, Lou Gehrig's the obvious actual MVP, but yeah. He might crack 30 home runs this year, which would be a career first for him. I mean, he's already in the Hall of Fame. Like, there's no disputing it. Um, but he's just a very different version of Lou Gehrig. Is there anybody I want to call up and give some more reps to? Not really. Yeah, I think we wait. Next, gotta give him like a jolt and okay. Well, that's one thing I'm gonna have to deal with. Um, we're gonna call up Mort Cooper because he's by far the most ready of my pitchers. Um, I think we put him in the rotation and take out Parmalee. And then Parmalee, you're gonna take over as a middle reliever. No, we'll do it the other way. It just makes more sense to let the youngster just get some reps in at the major league level and not force him to be a starter just yet. Oh yeah, we clinched the pennant a while ago. And I think Cleveland probably has this in the bag as well. It's ball player shilling that is powering them to these offensive feats. Wild. Yeah, there we go. 49 game on base streak by Stan Hack. So it's 50 games on base. That's wild shit, man. Hmm. Player development. Looks good. It's interesting that Lou Gehrig didn't. Lou Gehrig still won his third MVP. It's very possible. Because like Hank Greenberg plays for the White Sox, who are nowhere near the postseason. But I don't think we have the postseason bullshit, do we? Or is that a thing in this world? Why the fuck would I leave Lefty Gomez off the roster? That's just silly talk. Wonder if I can legally add more Cooper. I'm gonna try it. I can. Perfect. Yeah, I would. I'm absolutely keeping Lefty Gomez over Ray Parmalee. Like that's just fucking silly. Um, but a relief. I do think we switch to a four-man rotation though, because I really don't want Parmalee coming back in unless there's a really good reason for it. Oh, dip! Luke Carrick won the batting title. Wow, both people that won a batting title used to play for me. That's pretty nuts. How close are you to getting a triple crown? I wonder. You did not lead an RBI. You have a sabermetric triple crown, but not. How far off are you on the RBIs? On the ribeyes? Your own teammate. Damn you, Trotsky. That's funny. Your own teammate fucks you out of a triple crown. Yeah, Lou Gehrig's disrupted. Let me get rid of this jerk. What a loser. Playoff coverage. Not this episode, but next time I get a chance to like play a postseason game, I will. But I unfortunately do not have time today. Yikes. Double yikes. It seems like our bullpen is just disintegrating. Maybe I need a better reliever. Really? Not even one time are we going to make this competitive. Nope. Yeah, like these really long games, and then Leon Riley just walks everybody. Yeah, you shit the bed when we really needed help. Um, I granted Slim Jones definitely struggled, but that is really disappointing that we just get utterly curb stomped. And why? It's not because the team wasn't good enough, it's because our best hitters didn't hit. Lou Gehrig was a complete non factor. Hal Trotsky, complete non factor. Ben Chapman, complete non factor. Yeah, we just didn't hit at all this entire series. Um, yeah. I don't think their pitching is that great, but evidently it is pretty damn good. Because they sure kicked our asses, that's for certain. That's gross, guys. We can do better. Hmm, lame. Like to not even win one game is just so disappointing. Maybe the problem is the National League actually sucks, and so whoever comes out of the AL, like by necessity, has a tougher team potentially. But man, that is rough for the entire team to just decide not to hit. Yikes! I mean, the other team does get a vote. That's a fair statement. That's 100% a fair statement. But Joe Medwick, bro. I mean, we'll definitely break down the season, and that's what we're on the episode. But that's still that sucks. I mean, yes, I know making the World Series is pretty crazy, but oh wow, 3 fucking years. Quit your bitching, man. Like how the top three prospects in the game and four in the top 10. That's pretty wild. I've got to be number one with a bullet, right? Oh yeah, I almost have double the points of the number two franchise because I'm using the indies and they're not. What actually went well this season? I'm sure something did. I'm joking. Lou Gehrig was incredible again. He'll probably win his third consecutive MVP. Not lost. Ben Chapman was nearly as good. I don't know how all of a sudden he's just like, oh, center field is easy. I could have been playing this the whole time, but yeah, he wasn't just a good center fielder, he was a great center fielder. And his raw odd base skills are just so valuable to me. Joe Cronin had a really slow start to the season, but really took off toward the end there. Also playing pretty good shortstop, although fairly error prone. Hal Trotsky just keeps building each year to be a little bit better than the year before. Just very appreciated. Stan Hack misses 50 games and is still one of the best players in the league. That's so good. He's such a good player. I really like him. Wally Berger. I think we probably need to consider replacing him. His one advantage was being able to play center field effectively, and now he can't even do that anymore. Um, I don't like how he didn't learn any right field the entire season. Like, he was actually terrible at it. We might need to replace Berger with maybe Joe DiMaggio, maybe somebody else. Who knows? Spud Davis definitely had a huge setback. He needs to be hitting for a much higher average, but he's going to be an effective catcher. That's something to keep our eyes on going forward. Um, Frank Crosetti is becoming problematic, especially because he's not actually learning how to play second base, which is super weird. Like it's just like I have no ratings at second base, even though I spent an entire year playing second base. Maybe we need him to learn the position in the off season and see if he can figure it out. I guess there was something they changed in the game where they can't just pick up a position during the season. Like maybe they deliberately want you to get it that way. Either way, second base definitely looks like another area we could upgrade at. We could just call up Joe DiMaggio and Bobby Doer potentially. I think we definitely give them a long look in spring training for sure, and see how it turns out after that. What about our pitching? What about our pitching? Dizzy Dean very probably will win a Cy Young this year. I hope he does, as he had the best year by far of his major league career. Slim Jones was great. All of our starters pitched really, really effectively. Yeah, the one guy who was below replacement level doesn't count because he literally pitched in one game, and to give up anything. He's in strike. He only struck out one person, but yeah. I mean, we won 107 and 47. There's really not much to complain about. We have one of the best rotations in the league, one of the best lineups in the league, and then we just stopped hitting once the postseason started. Which is something we're definitely gonna have to consider in the future. Friends, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Even if the ending was a bit disappointing. Um, Either the next episode of this or the next episode of the Charlotte Silver Wolves, if we make the play. I'm sorry. I almost got that out without laughing. Yeah, that's not happening. The next time this happens, I'll try to play a playoff game so we can see what the engine looks like in OOTP 25. So, as always, thank you for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe if you want to see more. Be sure to check out our subreddit if that's the kind of thing that appeals to you. I think we'll be going public relatively soon, so take a look at it. You can comment even if you can't post. And until next time, this has been F Guardian. Thank you for watching, and I bid you good day.